I actually can't believe the top comment on this video. What this video is saying is that all these golf balls falling down, the chance of them all going into the hole is more than even a simple protein being formed that we cannot see with the naked eye. So how about the entire universe? It's essentially an argument against atheism. Now let's look at the top comment very quickly. Now here is the top comment. Now keep these balls bouncing around randomly for 14 billion years and see how many end up in the hole. 145,000 likes. Unbelievable. Here's another comment which pretty much says the exact same thing. Now keep rolling these balls infinite times and they'll eventually hit. 15,000 likes. Let's break this down. Now let's assume that these comments are actually correct. Let's go with the basis that these guys are actually saying the truth. That these golf balls are essentially particles in space that kept on moving around, and eventually, after billions and billions of years, they managed to form a protein which managed to form life and managed to form the universe that we know it. Begs the question, where did the particles come from? You can't say they popped into existence from nothing, because that is literal fairy tale. To say that something popped into existence from nothing is fairy tale. It's not rational, it's not logical. So they must have come from something else. Okay, let's say they came from a particle generating machine. Okay, where did the particle generating machine come from? And you can keep asking that same question. Where did that thing come from? Where did that thing come from? Where did that thing come from? An infinite number of times. You can keep asking that question. But here's the issue. If you have an infinite chain of things creating things, creating things, creating things, then you would have something known as infinite regress, meaning that creation would not exist if that was the case. It's kind of like a domino trail which is infinitely long, but there's no one there to push the first piece. So the domino trail will never fall, meaning there would be no creation. Does that make sense? And so what we learn from this is that infinite regression is impossible, meaning there must be something that pushed the first piece, which in and of itself is unlimited, has always been there, has the power to create, has the intelligence to create something so complex like a protein. Does that make sense? Okay, so now that we've basically explained the concept of God in just a few words, unlimited, all-powerful, all-intelligent, and so on and so forth, this top comment now also deserves attention. Thinking you've got the correct religion is like choosing the ball that is going to go in before the video starts. Okay. I can disqualify every single religion on the planet apart from Islam in just a few words. Can you say that a book that claims to be from God is still from God if it's even been changed a tiny bit by human beings, even if it's just one word? The answer is obviously no, right? Okay, every single religious scripture has been changed in some way apart from Islam, where we can prove its preservation. That's number one. Number two, can you claim that a religious scripture is truly from God if it has even just one contradiction within it? Absolutely not, because of the nature of God, that He does not make mistakes and He is perfect. Okay, the only religious scripture that fits these two conditions is Islam and the Quran, which is the religious scripture of Islam. And not only that, but 1400 years ago, Allah told us from the very beginning that there would be no contradictions within it, and it will never ever be corrupted. Both of these have been mentioned 1400 years ago as a prediction for the future. And 1400 years later, no one's found a single contradiction, and it's not even been changed by one single word. Now wallahi, the next logical and rational step for anyone watching this video that is not a Muslim is to pick up a Quran and to read it with an open heart, because I've literally shown you step by step in this video that the only possible correct scripture is the Quran, because of those two conditions, which I'm sure you can agree on if you are rational. And so pick up the Quran and look into it. It literally has a guidance for how to live your life. It tells you exactly what's going to happen in the next life. And it is jam-packed with miracles, scientific, literal, historical, future predictions, and everything that you need to throw your conviction at it and to truly believe it and to accept Islam. Wallahi, stop delaying it. Look into it, and it will change your life, and it will allow you to accept the truth if you truly have an open heart.